Welcome back to Bikes, Boards, and Boats. Today, I'm back at Spoke Life Cycles, and I'm going to show you what you should do after every ride. Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do right when you get back from your ride or outing is you're going to want to clean the bike. Now this is important because if your bike is steel or you have steel components, any moisture left over will make them rust, and that's not going to look good. Also, it gives you an opportunity to take a look at things that could possibly have cracked or dings in the bike. Like if you have a crack in any part of your frame, that could make it so that the bike is unsafe, and the sooner you know that, the sooner you can put in a warranty claim and you can get hopefully a new frame. So the next thing after you go for a ride and wash your bike is that when you wash your frame, you're going to wash the lubricants out of your chain. Now this is not good, but you can easily replace the lubricants on it. So what you're going to do is, if you have a solvent, which I currently do not, you spray down the chain and you get rid of all that leftover grease and grime. And then you take your shop cloth and you run it and you clean off that old solvent and lubricants. Do a few rotations of the cranks. If you have a master link, which I do, you can start at that so you know you've gone through the chain, or it's about 3 full crank rotations. Once you know that this is clean, if you have a brush, you can go and use this and clean off the chain. I don't need to do that since it's not that dirty. Then you take lubricants. Now, you can use dry or wet lube depending on where you are going to ride. You will use different kinds of lubes. If you're riding in the dry Saharan desert, you're going to want dry lube, or if you're riding in British Columbia where it's very wet, you're going to want wet lube, or anywhere in between. So I'm going to use dry lube since hopefully the weather's going to be dry this week. And I'm going to start at my master link, if I can circle through and find it. Here it is, right here. And you start and just go one link at a time. You see Muck-Off makes a nice white colored lube so that you can easily see it. Just one little drip on each link. Circle through. Also, if you use spray lubricants, be very careful by your disc rotors, because you will destroy the braking surface and you will have to get new brake pads and possibly brake rotors. So that's a keynote. Never get lubricants near your disc rotors. I can put this in fast motion. And like that, we are back at the master link. Now what you're going to want to do, after you put the cap back on it, because you do not want to spill it, is go and run through the gears, shift it, make sure the lubricants get all over the cassette and chain rings if you have them, like so. Oh. And then you're going to take hopefully a cleaner section of the cloth, find your master link again, and lightly take off the extra lubricants. And that is how you clean your chain. So the next important thing is your suspension. Now, depending on your brand and type, either front or rear, I do not have any rear suspension, but all I know is front suspension for it. So what you're going to want to do is you want to clean it, and the reason is you don't want any leftover dirt or stuff getting caked in your seals, because that could end up scratching your stanchions, and that makes them no good. So you're going to want to lightly, with a shop cloth or paper towel, is gently wipe both stanchions clean, or if you have a Canada Lefty, one stanchion, wipe them clean so there's no dust or mud. Mine aren't that dirty. And then you're going to take some sort of silicone shine, or just muck off brand kind, and cover up my disc rotors, because I do not want them getting covered in this, and spray them down. Also, you can also use this sort of fork boost lube. If you have a coil fork, I very recommend against it, because it likes to wick the grease off your coil and make it a lot louder. But if you use a small amount, put on a shop cloth and wipe it gently, push down your suspension, it'll normally wick the mud and crud out of your seals. Okay, so the next thing you want to look at and go over is your bolts. Now, something could have rattled loose, or something could have already been loose. This is good so your stem doesn't come undone, or handlebars don't twist when you're hitting a big jump or something. So go over this normally gets neglected. The derailleur hanger bolt normally gets neglected. If you have a seat post, you'll normally notice that if that's loose. Your cranks, if you have it, mine's 8 mil. Pretty much everything up front will be a 5 millimeter. Make sure to not over tighten your top cap bolt, for that will make it so it compresses the bearings too much and make it harder to steer. Always check your stem bolts, like the ones that attach it to the steer tube, and the ones that attach to your bars. Oh, that one was loose. That could have been bad. Also, if you have a torque wrench, this is a good time to go over them. And another thing you're going to want to do, which is important, is your brake bolts. Now, these can make it so that if they're not tight all the way, or they are loose, it can make it so the caliper moves side to side, making it so it will not brake properly and rub excessively. Also, if you have a cable drawn brakes, tighten them so they're fairly tight, not too tight, because then you'll pinch the cable and make it start to fray. So do a check also down your fork. There we go. And then if you have a through axle or through axles, if they're bolt, take a look at that. You don't want them coming undone during a ride. If you have a quick release like I do, make sure they're properly tight enough so that it is in but doesn't move side to side, and make sure it spins freely. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. Huge thanks to the staff at Spoke Life Cycles for letting me come and make another YouTube video. Also, huge thanks to my twin brother for filming this video. I'll leave a link to his channel down in the description. And stay tuned for another YouTube video, probably Friday or Saturday. I'm heading south to find some better mountain bike trails, and hopefully that they're dry. Again, please like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.